Hello everybody, today's lesson is on probabilities, on blood types A, B, AB, and O, for country A and country B. And so let's say, suppose that the distribution of blood types for a randomly chosen person in each of 2 European countries is given as this right here. And so we want to know what is the probability of blood type O in country A. And so once again, we want to find out what is the probability of type O blood in country A. And so, first, let's go over some basic probability rules. So rule number 1 for probability rules. So rule number 1 would be the probability, I'm just abbreviating probability as this, probability PA. So the probability of A, of any event, A satisfies. 0 is less than or equal to the probability of A, which is less than or equal to 1. Then rule number 2 is if S is the sample space, in a probability, or in a probability model, then the probability of S equals 1. And I believe S indicates the sample space here. And so, in other words, the probability, well, the sample space is the total number of outcomes. And so the total number of outcomes in each probability should equal 1. Then rule number 3, two events, A and B, are disjoint if they have no outcomes in common. If they have no outcomes in common. And so can never occur together. So if A and B are disjoint, then it should be P, the probability of A or B equals the probability of A plus the probability of B. And so, really, you would have to, for disjoint, that means if a variable is disjoint, they have no outcomes in common. And so for disjoint, you would want to make sure to add, whereas if 2 variables were independent, you would have to multiply. And I'll go over the independent rule later. So rule number 4, let's get a new page. Rule number 4 is the complement of any event A is the event that A does not occur written as A, C. So this symbol, whenever you see A and then a C, it indicates complement. And so the complement rule states that the probability of the complement of A, so A complement, equals 1 minus, the 1 minus P, the probability of A. And so the reason why it would be 1 minus the probability of A is because, as stated in rule number 2, if S is the sample space in a probability model, then the probability of S is 1. Any probability is always out of 1, and it is between. Probability A satisfies 0 is less than or equal to probability of A is less than or equal to 1. So, again, rule number 4, you would have to do 1 minus the probability of A. And so, that gives us our 4 probability rules. And now, going back to the question, and I'll repeat it again. Suppose that the distribution of blood types for a randomly chosen person in each 2 European countries is given as this. What is the probability? I'll write it down. What is the probability of type O blood in country A? Country A. What is the probability of type O blood in country A? Now, looking back at our chart here, we know that according to country A, the blood types in country A, the probability of blood type A in country A is 0.40, and following country A blood types, the probability of blood type B is 0.08. Then for AB, 0.05, and then O, we have to figure it out. And for this purpose, you can ignore this column, country B probability, because country A, people in country A and country B, let's treat them as independent of each other. And so, what we want to know, according to these rules, following the probability rules, you want to figure out what goes in this column, in this spot right here. And so, following the probability rules, we want to focus on what do these 3 numbers add up to. Because, as stated in rule number 2, if S is the sample space, so in here, under each blood type, 0.4, 0.08, and 0.05, these are all part of a sample space, S. And so according to rule number 2, the probability of S, the sample space, so that means the sample space here, they would have to equal to 1. And so in order to figure out what O is, you would first have to add up all of these numbers. So let's see, like 0.4, 0.40 plus 0.08 plus 0.05. So using my calculator, 0.4 plus 0.08 plus 0.05 equals 0.53. Yet, this is not our answer, because this just 0.03 just tells you what blood types A, B, and AB add up to. And so, our next step, in order to find O, would be following rule number 4. The complement of any event A is the event that A does not occur, written as A to C, so the complement of A. And so, again, the complement rule states that the probability of A is 1 minus the probability of A. And so, in order to find this, you would have to do 1 minus 0.53, which would equal 0.47. And so this right here, 0.47, would have to go right here in blood type O. Because if we add up all of these numbers, so 0.40 plus 0.08 plus 0.05 plus plus 0.47, they should all equal to 1. Thank you for watching this video. I really hope that this has helped you. And if any of you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. Thank you.